The tray hit the floor first, then the silence. Every inmate in the cafeteria froze, because they all felt it. The moment when a man who had nothing left decided he was done being afraid. What happened in the next few minutes would travel through the prison like a warning whispered. After lights out, and no one who witnessed it would ever forget it. When Marcus Hale walked into Ironridge Penitentiary, he didn't look like trouble. 32 years old, quiet eyes, shoulders slightly hunched. Not from weakness, but from habit. He'd learned a long time ago that staying invisible was safer than standing tall. His crime was nonviolent, his sentence long enough to break hope if you let it. From the first clang of the cell door, Marcus understood one thing clearly: prison wasn't just about time, it was about survival. The bullies noticed him immediately. They always did. Men like Razor Cole thrived on fear the way others needed air. Razor was younger, stronger, tattooed like a warning sign, with a temper that turned boredom into bloodshed. He ruled his corner of Ironridge with noise and fists, surrounded by men who laughed too loud at his jokes and looked away when he crossed lines. Marcus tried to stay out of Razor's sight. He ate fast, spoke little, and avoided eye contact. But bullies don't chase resistance. They chase quiet. They chase men who swallow their anger and pray to be ignored. It happened on a Tuesday. The cafeteria was loud with metal trays and half-finished conversations when Razor bumped Marcus's shoulder, hard enough to spill fries across the floor. Marcus bent down to pick them up, instinctively apologizing, even though he'd done nothing wrong. That apology was all Razor needed. Laughter erupted. Razor grabbed Marcus by the collar and slammed him backward onto the cold steel table. Trays rattled. Freeze scattered again. The room went quiet in the way only prison rooms do, where everyone watches but no one helps. Razor leaned in close, his voice low and venomous. He wanted Marcus to beg. He wanted him to break. But something inside Marcus cracked instead. As Razor raised his fist, Marcus locked eyes with him. Not with fear, but with a calm that felt terrifyingly final. It was the look of a man who had already lost everything, and therefore had nothing left to give. And that was when the balance of power shifted. Chapter 1 Hook. Sicker to keep viewers watching. What Razor didn't realize, what no one realized, was that Marcus hadn't been hiding from prison. He'd been holding something back. And the moment it came out, the cafeteria would never be the same again. Marcus moved before Razor could swing. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't loud. It was precise. Like muscle memory awakened after years of sleep. Marcus twisted, broke Razor's grip, and slammed him down with a force that sucked the air from the room. The bullies froze. This wasn't supposed to happen. This man was supposed to fold, but Marcus didn't stop. He stood tall now, eyes steady, voice calm but carrying farther than shouting ever could. He told Razor to back away, not as a threat, but as a final courtesy. Razor laughed once, nervously this time, and lunged again. That was his mistake. The next seconds felt endless. Razor hit the table hard, pain written across his face. His friend stepped back, suddenly unsure. Guards began shouting from the far end of the room, boots pounding closer. Marcus released Razor and stepped away on his own, hands open, breathing controlled. The message had already been delivered. Razor scrambled up, eyes wide, not with rage but with fear. Real fear. The kind that tells you this fight will cost more than it gives. He bolted. His crew followed, scattering like men who had just learned they'd chosen the wrong target. The cafeteria buzzed again, but it was different now. Quieter. Respectful. Marcus sat down, picked up a single fry from the table, and finished his meal like nothing had happened. In the days that followed, no one bothered him. Not Razor. Not anyone. Word spread fast in Ironridge. The quiet new guy wasn't weak. He was restrained. And restraint, when broken, was dangerous. Marcus never became a bully. He didn't seek revenge or dominance. He simply stood straighter, spoke when spoken to, and helped others when he could. Men started sitting near him, not for protection, but for peace. He reminded them of who they were before prison tried to tell them otherwise. Ironridge didn't change overnight. Prisons never do, but one man did. And sometimes, that's enough to start a ripple. Marcus learned something crucial that day, not just about survival, but about dignity. Fear loses its grip the moment you decide your self-worth is non-negotiable. Final hook and message, ending that stays with viewers. Because the truth is, the most dangerous man in any room isn't the loudest or the strongest. It's the one who knows who he is, even when the world tries to crush him. And when that man finally stands up, even bullies learn when to run. They watched her differently after that. Not because she was louder or faster, but because she stood taller, a soldier reclaimed. And somewhere deep inside the machine of war, a quiet message moved through the ranks. Never underestimate the ones who survived what you couldn't see. Because sometimes, the strongest soldiers aren't the ones who shine the brightest. They're the ones who are willing to disappear and still come back standing. INSPRMG message OCNG. Not every hero is celebrated. Not every sacrifice is recorded. But time has a way of revealing truth, and when it does, it reminds us that endurance is not weakness, silence is not failure, and being underestimated is often the beginning of legacy.